It's three brewers going head-to-head in rounds on American history, The Simpsons, Sci-Fi, and of course beer in this special live episode recorded at Pocock Brewing Company. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be? And welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Budds. I'm a comedian, I'm a trivia host, I'm a TV producer, and I am a fan of all things pop culture, and you are in the right place if you're looking for something to get you through your commute, your dog walk, your road trip. This is the show for you. I got a bunch of amazing facts and trivia and questions and comedy coming your way, and we do this every Tuesday at 8 a.m. This is episode 53, the first episode of the second year of the podcast. I can't believe we already have a year under our belts, close to 30,000 downloads, and just a ton of cool interactions with people that dig the show and write in and send emails every week. I appreciate it. Thanks for leaving reviews on iTunes and Google Play and Stitcher, wherever you listen to the show. Thanks for leaving the reviews, because I think reviews really help bring in new listeners and help you kind of climb the charts when people are searching the word trivia or pop culture and that kind of thing. iTunes is introducing this new tag system that I just read about on Libsyn, where my podcast is hosted. So hopefully that brings in some new ears in the coming months. I had a big weekend. I had a fun Comic-Con weekend. I got to go to Comic-Con. Those are my dogs, if you can hear them. I'm barking in the background. And we had a really good time. I got to go and do some moderating for a panel, 2 different panels on social issues in comics and, educating with graphic novels and comics and things. Through my good friend, Eric Kallenborn. Shout out to Eric Kallenborn, one of my good friends from the south side of Chicago. He hooked me up with a guy named Josh Elder who needed a moderator for a few panels, so I got to go for free to Comic-Con on Saturday. I left my house at 7 a.m. in the LA area and drove down there, and it took me an hour to find parking. It was $20, and it was still 2 miles away. So I learned my lesson about parking for next year. I'll probably Uber or fly or take a helicopter or something. But I got in the doors, got my badge, all my welcome stuff. It was really cool. And I hit the main floor, and I had about an hour and a half to walk around before I had to go do these panel moderations. And I got to kind of do everything I wanted to do in an hour. I'm a big action figure guy, a big wrestling guy. So I went and I picked up some cool Mattel wrestling stuff, took some fun pictures, saw some cool people, and got to meet a wrestling legend, 16-time world champion, Ric Flair. So that was a cool bucket list item. I got to meet Ric Flair, shake the Nature Boy's hand. He signed my 4 Horsemen Hall of Fame, recently acquired on clearance at Target, 4-figure set. With him and Art Anderson, Barry Windham, and Tully Blanchard. I'm looking at it right now. He signed it Ric Flair 16 times, woo. So it's a really cool addition to my collection of fun stuff. So that was really cool, meeting the Nature Boy. And I tried to get him to do a trivia question for the podcast. He politely just wooed me, which I think meant no. So that was kind of fun. But it was a cool experience. I will say this, that if I paid to go to Comic-Con, I would have been really disappointed with how many goddamn people there are. And I know I hear that all the time. It's like, it's super crowded, it's oversaturated, but until you're actually there, it's like a little claustrophobic. And I'm not usually a claustrophobic person, but it was like hot and kind of like you're mushed in these crowds, like Disneyland or Disney World on its worst day, if you can imagine that. And that you're like, oh, look, there's some celebrities. The whole cast of Gotham was there signing some stuff, and I kind of wanted to look and see what they were doing for a second. And then there's people like ushers there that are like, move along, don't stop. And I'm like, I can't look at the thing that I want to look at. So I don't know. It was cool. It was a cool experience. I'm really glad I did it. It was really cool being part of like a panel and things like that. It was only my 3rd time doing that. I did it once at C2E2 in Chicago. Got to meet another couple wrestling legends, Mean Gene Okerlund and Jerry the King Lawler, which you could hear sound bites of on older and upcoming episodes of the podcast. And it was cool. It was really fun, and I'm really glad I did it. So special thanks to Eric and Josh for having me be part of Comic-Con and knock that off the bucket list. I have a couple of new segments I'm going to do. We'll do 2 or 3 of them right now. I'm going to try and do these every single week, just as something to kind of boost, the variety of things we do on a trivia podcast. Sometimes when I listen back, I go, oh, that was cool. We did, 20 trivia questions and BS for an hour and that kind of thing. But I do want to start inserting more, trivia and facts and things that you might not know or want to know, kind of random inserts of stuff. So we're going to kick that off with a new thing called Word of the Week. And I don't have any fancy segment inserts, but I will record some this week, and maybe we'll have some for next week. How about that? So this is the Word of the Week segment. This is your very first Word of the Week segment for the Trivia with Buds podcast. This week's Word of the Week is breatharian. That's breatharian. Breatharian. That's a person who believes that it is possible through meditation to reach a level of consciousness where one can exist on air alone, which is it's very sci-fi in and of itself, a breatharian. So take that, put it in your little your fan fiction next time you got your Game of Thrones notebook out, and make one of the characters a breatharian, someone who thinks they can live on air alone. Let's try and use that in a sentence, okay? I know this guy down at the old YMCA. He's a real breatharian. I don't know. That was a terrible example. It's somebody who believes they can live on air. I don't know. I was talking to, no, that wouldn't work either. I was going to say something about Aquaman, but he needs, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. Breatharian. You guys use that in a sentence. Why don't you do that? How about we do that? Maybe you use them in a sentence and comment on my social media. Ryan Budds on everything, RyanBudds, or Trivia with Buds on Facebook or triviawithbuds.com. Send me a message on how you would use the word breatharian. On this day, that's another segment I want to do. On this day, I was looking at some fun stuff that happened in history on this day, and I pulled up a good one for you. It was from, 1775. 1775, on this day, July 26, 1775, U.S. Continental Congress creates United States Post Office, USPO, in Philadelphia under who? Who is that? Benjamin Franklin. That's right. He's on the $100 bill. He started the post office. He wanted the turkey to be the national bird. He's a real patriot. Benjamin Franklin, 1775, U.S. Continental Congress creates United States Post Office. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. That was on this day. Another segment I want to do is called Badass Pop Culture Thing of the Week. And this week's thing is a show on Netflix that you should watch. It is called Ozark. And I just started watching it this past weekend. Jason Bateman directed the first 2 episodes, maybe the whole series. I think it's 10 episodes. It's about a financial planner that's been laundering money for a drug cartel, and he has to take his family and move from Chicago to the Ozarks in Missouri. And I still don't really understand what the Ozarks are, because they talk about how there's more shoreline in the Ozarks than the entire coast of California. But that doesn't make any sense to me, because Missouri is not as big as California, right? I don't know. Someone explain that to me in a comment as well. But yeah, check out Ozark. I really love the first 2 episodes. It's very Breaking Bad-ish. If you like Breaking Bad, it's a dad kind of doing everything for his family, but he's kind of a shitty guy, and so are parts of his family. So check that out, Jason Bateman, Ozark on Netflix, and you can watch the trailer on Netflix or on YouTube or something before you decide to dive in. But I do highly recommend it as this week's Badass Pop Culture Thing of the Week. We're going to get into this episode. I do want to tease at the very end of the episode. First of all, this is a live episode, which we've never really done on the show before. I've been on location in different places, and this is me more or less on location. You can kind of hear people chattering in the background, and sometimes people jump up from the crowd and participate in the trivia questions. But this was from Pocock Brewing Company in Santa Clarita, California, where I host trivia every Wednesday. And when I'm not there, it's my good friend Nate Weatherup, a great comedian from the Chicagoland area, now in LA. And you could play trivia with Nate or I at Pocock Brewing every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. in Santa Clarita, California. And this is a great place. Pocock Brewing, Todd and Jeff are brother-in-laws, and they run this place to the nines. It's so nice. Great beer. They have a beer called Clown Car that I love. And I'm going to be doing Jeff's wedding. I'll be officiating his wedding in October, I believe, at Lake Arrowhead. So that'll be a bunch of fun. But listen to this episode. We had 3 brewers going head-to-head in Simpsons trivia, American history, and Sci-Fi trivia, and around on beer and some other fun stuff. And again, people keep jumping up from the crowd. So listen to this, our semi-live episode of the podcast. But at the very end, we have a Mario questions. We have 5 questions on Super Mario and Super Mario Brothers from my good friend Randy Washington. He's a listener and a friend and a trivia player who said, hey, can I send in 5 questions? And I said, yes, you can. So he sent me 5 audio questions. We'll play those at the very end. That's going to kind of replace the listener quiz. So every episode I'll have a new friend that submits 5 questions and sends me the audio file with the answers and things like that. So you can play those at the very end. Super Mario Trivia. We also have a thing called the Business of the Week, the Biz of the Week, and we'll talk about that at the very end. So here's the episode live from Pocock Brewing Company. Here we go. We are live at Pocock Brewing here in Santa Clarita, California. My name is Ryan Budds, and I'm here with 3 brewers. A couple of them are brewmasters. We're going to learn what the difference is between a brewer and a brewmaster. I host trivia here every single Wednesday night with my company, Trivia with Buds, and we've been here for almost a year. And the way I found this place is I was just on Facebook looking for new trivia locations, and I sent a message to this brewery that had a cool logo with a chicken going to uppercut somebody. And I thought, this looks like a cool place. And I lived in Woodland Hills, California at the time, so I took the trek out here on a Sunday, and I met with my good friend, Todd Tisdale. What's up, Todd?
Hey, how's it going, Ryan?
Pretty good, man. I sat at the bar with you. It was a quiet Sunday, I think. And I said, do you think a trivia night would ever work here? And what did you say?
I said, let's give it a shot. I have no idea.
Yeah, you said, let's check it out. You said, what do you host the trivia night shirtless? And I said, I could do that for an extra fee. And you said, all right, let's try it out.
I said I couldn't afford the extra fee, nor did I want to see it.
Nor did you want to see it. So we started trivia here about 9 months ago. And what have you seen on Wednesday nights? Has it been kind of a growing thing? People kind of look forward to it?
Honestly, the trivia thing on Wednesday nights has really grown in popularity. We get a real full house, and it's primarily because of you or Nate.
Awesome. Yeah, shout out to Nate Weatherup, a fellow comedian from Chicago that hosts for me when I am out of town. And he's very funny. Familiar face around this part of, is this Valencia or Santa Clarita?
Santa Clarita, the city, this is the area of Valencia.
And you got that Drew Barrymore walking around as a zombie.
Yeah, she's always here. You can catch her at Starbucks, at any Starbucks.
Very, very good. Todd, I think that a big part of why trivia works here is that there's a big community element in here. I feel like everybody kind of knows everybody. It's like that show Cheers, where everybody knows your name. But it's in a brewery setting. I feel like breweries are a great way to make new friends and just have camaraderie and competition with a trivia night. Do you think that's the same thing?
Yeah, it's sort of friendly competition. Everybody has a good time with it.
There you go. Now, Todd, tell me a little bit about how you got this place going. How long has Pocock Brewing been going on here in Santa Clarita?
Well, we got the crazy idea back in 2013. Took us about 2 years to get it off the ground and running. We opened up in 2015.
Sure.
Late 2015. So we're about a year and 7 months now that we've been open.
Year and 7 months. What's the hardest thing about opening a brewery? Like, what is the first step to someone that wants to do that?
Yeah, there's a lot of first things and there's a lot of hard things. It's just a series of hurdles.
Because I'm sure
that are like 8 feet tall.
I'm sure there's people that are like, I'm going to brew some beer in a closet at home.
Yeah, that's way easier.
That's way easier.
Way easier.
Now
yeah, just stay a home brewer.
You and your partner Jeff kind of started out doing that. You made your own beer and then you kind of handed it out at parties and things.
Yeah. We made our own beer in the backyard and we started pushing it off onto friends and in the beginning, they said no thanks, and once they started saying thanks, we figured, okay, maybe this is getting good, and we decided to, head down this road.
Very good, and now we're down this road together, hosting trivia, selling beers, and having a good time. Sitting to your right and my left is Mr. Tony Castaneda. How you doing, Tony?
I thought I was going to go third. Sorry. All right, I'm ready now.
Tony, you are from Hand Brewed Beer in Chatsworth, California. Now,
woo-woo.
Tell me a little bit about what you do down there in Chatsworth.
Chatsworth, we brew beer in Chatsworth, and we hang out a lot.
Brew beer and hang out. That sounds like the dream job. You got flip-flops on. Is this a flip-flop only job? Todd, are you wearing flip-flops right now?
I am not wearing flip-flops.
I've seen him in flip-flops, so it does happen.
You know what I don't like? I don't like when people refer to flip-flops as thongs. I think that's very off-putting. What are your thoughts?
Old people,
right? Yeah. Thongs are.
I got to go get my thongs to go to the beach, and then it's something different.
It's a whole different.
Cisco doesn't know what to do. You know what I mean? He has no idea what's going on. Tony, you have a couple of really fun names of the beers you brewed on there. This one caught my eye. Girls might want to do earmuffs. I already have them on. It's called D's Nuts Brown Ale.
Absolutely.
D's Nuts. Now, that's a very popular phrase these days.
Absolutely. When we were, I've known Brian and Will since we were 18 years old. We're all 32 now.
Yeah.
It was really funny when we started brewing. We were like 19 years old.
Yeah.
It was like, dude, D's nuts.
Everyone was saying that.
We literally it stuck.
I was hosting trivia at a bar in Azusa, California, and there was a guy there with his 2 sons, and they had just seen the movie Logan, which I thought was a very violent movie to take your tiny kids to. And as the trivia night went on, one of the kids kind of pulled me aside. He was about 7, 8 years old. He goes, "Hey, do you know my friend who also hosts trivia?" And I go, "What's his name?" He goes, "D's." I go, "D's? He just goes by the name D's?" He goes, "Yeah, D's Nuts." He was 7 years old.
Nice.
Dropping a D's Nuts joke on me.
Got burned.
You guys drop it in the form of a brown ale. Is that one of your favorite beers to taste and make over there?
Absolutely. We've been brewing that since day one. That's what we started our brewery on. We've been rocking and rolling on that. And nowadays, when we brew that, that's the easy day.
Very good.
You know how it goes.
Of course. Now, do you guys have a tasting room down there in Chatsworth?
We do have a tasting room, and it'll be open in September of this year.
So it's not open yet. Now, a good thing that I think pairs with a nice beer like tonight is a nice event. What do you guys think is a great event that pairs well with craft beer? And give maybe some events that you've done in the past that have worked really well.
One real popular one that we do here at Pocock Brewing is our Pocock Oktoberfest. We do that, and the traditional time of Oktoberfest on September 16th. That's the first day of Oktoberfest in Germany.
Yeah.
So we do that here.
You kind of play off of that, and you do a bunch of food.
We do tons of food, German pretzels, beer in big steins and all that good stuff.
There you go. Now, sitting to the middle in between you guys, we have Mr. Ryan Rogers from RT Rogers Brewing in Sierra Madre, California. How's it going, Ryan?
Oh, so far so good.
So far so good. You and I share the same first name, which means we're basically brothers.
I think so.
You also look like an Irish guy. I have a little Irish blood in me. Are you Croatian by any chance? Any Croatian?
No, it's pretty much all British Isles.
British Isles. Very good. Now, does the RT refer to your initials? Is your middle name T?
It was a compromise with my family.
Yeah.
I wanted it just to be Rogers Brewing Company.
Yeah.
But my brother sort of insisted we have to have your name in there, and I don't want my name in there. And I said, well, what about like something like LL Bean? Just 2 initials, and
RT.
that way you can sort of have my name in there, and I'll just refer to it as Rogers Brewing Company to everyone else.
There you go, RT Rogers Brewing Company. Now, you guys are not open yet. You're opening this fall.
Yeah, we're hoping to open up before next year, and right now it's just construction.
I was going to say, what's left to do? It's literally building the tasting room and the brewing facility and everything like that.
Yeah, our equipment doesn't arrive for another 3 weeks, so it's pretty much been running electrical, installing ACs, that sort of thing.
Now, is this something, I don't know if you guys want to reveal this, but is something like opening a brewery, is it automatically, if you have the idea in your head, do you need millions of dollars to do it, or can you do it on a lower budget?
Take all your money and light it on fire.
All right? Take your money and light it on fire. You're going to spend a lot of money.
You can spend thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions. It just kind of depends on how you want to do it. But it does take a lot of money.
Sure. If somebody was thinking about diving into opening a brewery, do you think the first step is getting some beers people like way before any store is bought of any kind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to know how to make beer that people like.
Sure.
Or you're wasting your time.
Very, very
You got to
good.
at least try.
Is that something you guys went to school for?
School of Hard Knocks.
School of Hard
Yeah,
Knocks.
I mean, it's just brew it in your backyard until it
Sure.
gets better. I mean, that's the way Jeff and I did it.
I did chemistry in my undergrad, so.
I thought you were going to say in your underpants, like my friend Bryan Cranston on Breaking Bad.
Once in a while.
There you go. Now, what is the difference between? I said we got 3 brewmasters here, and you guys corrected me. You said some of us are brewers, some of us are brewmasters. What's the difference between those 2 terms?
I want to know who the brewmaster is.
Really, none of us are brewmasters. I mean, it's a term that's thrown around loosely.
Yeah.
That real brewmasters might
very
get upset
loosely.
with.
There you go. All right. Now that we know,
It's just one of those things that it's just a title on a card.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Now that we know a little bit about you guys and where you come from, we're going to reveal some topics that you guys gave me for possible trivia rounds today. So you each gave me 2, and I picked 1 for each of you, and I have 10 questions prepared for one of those topics that you gave me. So we're going to dive into those topics right now. The first topic we're going to say is from Todd, was the LA Lakers. Huge Lakers fan, Todd?
Yeah, you know what? Growing up, I got into the Lakers. My dad watched the Lakers, and so I'm a little older than these 2 guys. So I go back into like the late 70s, early 80s with my fandom.
How do you feel about the last 2 seasons?
The last 2 seasons have been what we like to refer to as building years.
It's okay that we suck.
Ryan, are you a sports fan? Do you consider
I
yourself
have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah. Your head's over there thinking about that D's Nuts joke from earlier. Very good. Your other topic was The Simpsons. That's something I'm more on board with. Everyone loves The Simpsons. That's a really requested topic here at Trivia Nights on Wednesday.
Yeah, no, The Simpsons are great. I mean, it's just a classical cartoon with a lot of current event commentary.
Been on for almost 30 years, over 600 episodes.
Yeah,
a lot of fun topics there. It's been a topic on the show before. Maybe we chose it again. We're moving on to Tony's topics. Tony, your topics were American history.
Yes, absolutely.
Are you a historian?
Right. Sounds super boring. I did go to school for history, so right on.
My wife too, and my wife is a brewer as well. No, I'm just kidding. She has no job. No, she does. She sells clothing out of the house. This stuff called LuLaRoe. Have you heard of that?
Not yet.
No?
Should I?
Yeah, it's
Is
great.
It super awesome stuff?
It's super awesome stuff, and it's great for brewers and brewmasters.
Does it come in like a 3X?
It comes in a 3X. It's very skin tight. You're going to love it.
I need some of that.
It's great to do Taibo in, if you like Taibo.
I
stuff
love
like that.
Taibo.
Oh, yeah.
Way to throw back to the 80s also again with your workout routine.
Trying to play to the salt and pepper beard you have there, Todd.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Your next topic was cartoons, Tony.
Absolutely.
What are some of your favorite cartoons of all time?
Literally would take it back to like the early 90s. You guys remember Batman the Animated Series?
Of course I do.
Changed my life.
Tony, I have the complete animated series in the cellophane wrap signed by the guy who did Batman's voice at my house.
That's beautiful, man. Did you get Luke Skywalker to sign for Joker, too?
I did not, but that's on my list.
Absolutely.
You know who I almost got to sign right before he passed was Adam West. It was $150, though.
No shit.
And I was like, I don't know if it's worth it. And then he passed away, so now I feel like I should have done it.
Might have been worth it.
You never know. Ryan, your topics were world history, a little bit more global. Like we talked about the British Isles. You've been everywhere. You've been over there on a trip?
Nope, I have not been over there yet. Just pretty much since my first history class in college, I've been hooked on anything, documentaries, reading, general world history.
Speaking of reading, you got sci-fi as your other topic. Are you a big fan of sci-fi novels?
No, pretty much the sci-fi category was limited to Star Trek, so we'll see how I'll do.
Oh, limited. Okay, there might be a Star Trek question if I chose sci-fi. We'll have to see.
Huge, but
All
I meant
right.
this.
Those are the topics. We got 6 topics between the three. I'm going to reveal each topic I chose for you. Todd, your topic is The Simpsons.
All right, cool.
Tony, your topic is American history.
Damn.
And Ryan, your topic is sci-fi. Okay? So we'll be doing Simpsons, American history, and sci-fi related trivia. And we'll have 10 questions about each of those topics. And then we will close it out with 5 questions about beer, which I thought would be fun for a trio of brewers and brewmasters. Now, if you get your topic's question right, if you get a question with your topic right, so Todd, if you get a Simpsons question right, you get 1 point. If the other 2 guys can answer it before you do or after you get it wrong, they get 2 points. So there's a little strategy there. So if it's not your topic, you get 2 points if you get it right, and you're going to be buzzing in with the word beer. So when you got to wait for the whole question to be read, and then you buzz in with beer, and any of you can buzz in on any of the questions, okay?
But we all sound the same.
You all sound the same, so I'll kind of try and play the best judge I can. And when they don't know the answers, if anybody out here in the bar, in the tasting room, wants to win free stuff, we got posters, stickers, pins, all kinds of stuff. I will call on you. You can raise your hand and run up and yell the answer into the microphone and then pick something off of the table. So that'll be some audience participation. We'll do those 30 questions. Then we'll do a combination question which combines all 3 of the topics and beer in 1 question, which is worth 5 points. And then we do a thing called categories with buds to close out the night. So this is it, guys. This is the Trivia Showdown.
Trivia Showdown.
Okay, so this is going to start off with The Simpsons. I got a question about The Simpsons. Any of you can answer it. Again, Todd, you get 1 point if you get it right. Ryan, you get 2. Tony, you get 2 if you get it. Here's the first question of the competition. Question 1, The Simpsons originally appeared as a short on what sketch variety show?
Beer.
Yes.
Tracy Ullman Show.
Tracy Ullman Show is right. Todd's got 1 point.
Why do you know that?
Because I watched it when it was on that show.
How old are you?
Tony,
Salt and pepper beard.
Tony, he is
A lot of salt.
150 years
A
old. I
lot
don't know
of
if you
salt
knew
in this
that.
beard.
He also is Tracy Ullman. A lot of people don't know that. That's
I
Tracy
did not
Ullman.
know that, sir.
In
She
a
does not
brewer's
age well.
costume. Yeah. So again, wait for the whole question to be read so people can kind of play along at home.
Sorry.
Here's question number 1 for American history. Who was the 4th president of the United States? 4th president of the U.S.
Oh, my God.
We'll give these guys another couple of seconds, and then if you know it, I'll
beer,
call on you.
beer.
Todd.
It was one of the Adamses.
No, the Adams were the 2nd president, and then the 7th.
Wasn't
Oh, it was the
Quincy.
7th?
Any guesses from you 3?
Give it a her.
No answers. I'm going to
She
give it to
knows.
the blonde over here. You can come up and yell it into the microphone right
Hurry,
here.
hurry, hurry.
First of all, what's your name? Courtney, and where are you from? Valencia. Courtney from Valencia. Who was the 4th president of the U.S.?
Madison.
It was James Madison. Well done. Courtney, you get to pick anything off of this table. We got stickers from favorite cartoons. We got some other pococks, some posters, all kinds of fun
I
stuff.
promise
there.
if you were sitting up here, you would not have got it.
Yeah. Wait, you know them all alphabetically, don't you? Yeah.
chronologically, she says. She can't do it anymore. But she's going to take a sticker home, put it on her bumper, or her trapper keeper. There you go. I hope your shoulder heals up. Pretty good. All right. That was Courtney, everybody. She took a sticker from Pocock Brewing. We also have stickers from my good friend Brad Albright and Brad Albright Illustrations. We have Rick and Morty, Beavis and Butthead, Daria, Heifer, Spunky, an Alien, Powdered Toast Man, and Beetlejuice from some of my favorite cartoons. Tony, you like a lot of these stickers up here.
I love these stickers.
A fan
These
of
are
cartoons.
awesome.
Let's dive into the sci-fi category. Again, you can answer in the bar if these guys don't get it for a prize. Question number 1 for sci-fi. What was the name of the Star Trek sequel that came out in 2013? It was called Star Trek... What?
Beer? Enter the
2013
Darkness?
Beyond was...
It was Into Darkness. So, Tony, you got it. That's 2 points because it wasn't his
Way to
topic.
go, American
So he's
history.
got
That
2.
movie.
Ryan, I feel like you did kind of have it, right?
It was forming in
It
my
was
head.
forming in your head. Very good. So Tony stole that and got 2 points. So right now Tony's in the lead with 2.
I'm
Todd's got 1.
winning.
Here comes the second question for The Simpsons. What are the annual Halloween episodes of The Simpsons known as?
Beer.
Todd.
Treehouse of Horror.
That's right for 1 point. Treehouse of Horror is what I was looking for. Some of my favorites of all time. One of my favorite Treehouses of Horror is when they, the Y2K episode, where they have to get on the ship at the end, and it's all the B celebrities nobody likes, or the D celebrities, and Rosie O'Donnell's flinging koosh balls at everybody. One of my favorites. And Tom Arnold's there. He's not.
Koosh balls.
Here's question number 2 for American history. In what decade was the Cuban Missile Crisis?
Beer.
Tony.
60s.
It was the 60s. That was not your topic, was it? Oh, no, it was. So you get 1 point. So it's 3 points for Tony. Now, you weren't alive in the 60s,
No, sir.
but you still knew that.
I was alive for the Ninja Turtles.
There you go.
right.
There was probably a missile crisis on an episode
strong.
of TMNT at some point. Here's question number 2 for Sci-Fi. What made-for-TV Sci-Fi Channel movie used the tagline, "Enough Said," in 2013? What made-for-TV Sci-Fi Channel original movie used the tagline, "Enough Said," in 2013?
There's a Sci-Fi channel?
Sci-Fi Channel. Nothing from you guys. This girl over here knows. Come on up real quick and tell me into the microphone. What's your name?
No idea.
What's your
Sitting
name?
right behind me, cheat.
What is it?
Natasha.
Natasha. What do you think the answer is?
I think it was one of the Sharknado movies.
It is the first Sharknado movie.
Oh, jeez.
Well done, Natasha.
Sci-Fi? There's more than one Sharknado?
There's 5. The 5th one comes out this summer. Take anything you want off the table, Natasha. Well done. Enough said. She's got the Beetlejuice sticker.
That's
Give it up
a
for
sick
Natasha,
sticker.
everybody.
I almost
Knowing
said
some Sharknado.
because of you.
Now, I don't like to toot my own horn, but I also do love tooting that horn. And I was in the first Sharknado, Natasha. I was beach victim number 1. Can you believe it?
His
Google
leg
my
healed
name.
nicely.
My leg healed. I got my leg chewed off by a shark.
A tornado shark.
A tornado shark. That's right. Here's question number 3 for The Simpsons. What color hat does bully Jimbo Jones wear on the show?
Beer.
Todd.
Purple.
It is a purple hat.
I'd like to throw my hat in and say no. That's not a hat. That's a beanie.
It is a
boy.
beanie.
That's a real real millennial
now,
right there.
What kind of hairstyle does he have underneath the hat?
I believe he parts his hair.
No, it's bald. He's got a bald patch.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
All right, I give him his point back.
There he is. Gave the point back. Rebuttal. Here's question number 3 for American history. Who was Bill Clinton's vice president?
Beer.
Ryan.
Al Gore.
Al Gore is correct, and
I
that's
got a
2
point.
points because it's not your topic, so you get 2 points. Well done. Right now, Todd is winning. Actually, Todd and Tony are tied with 3. Ryan's got 2. It's still anybody's game. Here's question number 3 for Sci-Fi. Lake Placid is a thriller about what creature? Hunting in a quiet lake town.
Sorry, I thought you were done, dude. It's a crocodile, alligator, whatever that
It
is.
is a crocodile or alligator.
It was a
and
giant
that's
caiman.
2
Cayman,
points.
it's a giant, this wasn't a caiman.
It was a giant caiman.
At the end of the movie, Betty White is feeding the little crocodiles, and they're like nipping at her toes. Those are crocodiles. She said, "My little baby crocodiles."
Okay.
One of my favorite films. When that movie
98,
came
she
out,
doesn't
I was
know.
like, Betty White probably doesn't have many years left, and she's
that's
1,000 years old now.
My pornographic memory really kicking in right there.
There you go. Question number 4. We're back to The Simpsons. What's the name of the character who loves disco?
Beer.
Todd.
Disco stew.
Disco Stew. And what does he not do? Do you know?
Wait.
The
no,
quote?
it's the slogan. It's his
Disco
slogan.
Stew doesn't
yeah.
advertise. Disco Stew doesn't advertise. That's
no
Todd's
idea.
4th point. Ryan's got 2, and Tony's got 5.
Why
and
am
he's
I
in
the only
lead.
one drinking?
Yeah, drink it up. Here's question number 4 for American history. What war did the Battle of Saratoga take place in?
Beer.
Ryan,
Repeat the question.
what war did the Battle of Saratoga take place in?
The American Revolution.
That's right, the American Revolution, and that's 2 points for you because that's not your topic. So you got 4 right there. Todd's got 4, Ryan's got 4, Tony's got 5. Here's question number 4 for Sci-Fi. In Star Wars Episode 3, who faces off against Obi-Wan Kenobi wielding 4 lightsabers at once?
I hated that movie.
Beer.
Todd.
General Grievous.
General Grievous
I
is
knew that one,
correct
dude,
for
right
2
when you said
points. General Grievous, one of my favorite characters. I wish we saw more of.
I thought he said
And
Star Trek.
sometimes when I say that, people go, "You should watch the animated show." And to those people, I say, "Grow up." Here is
Never.
question number 5 for The Simpsons. Here it is. What boy band voiced themselves on a season 12 episode called New Kids on the Block?
Beer.
Yes.
NSYNC.
It was In Sync. Well done. That's 1 more point.
I
for
wasn't even
Todd.
going to try. I looked
Who's
at your
NSYNC?
eyes and I'm like, even if I try to call you.
Oh, thank you.
We got a Simpsons fan and a fan of Pocock Brewing right there. What's your favorite beer? What are you drinking, brother?
Oh, fan of NSYNC?
Oh, you're a fan. And that's what you're
Madison
clapping
was
about?
the 4th president.
I take back everything I said. That table knows 2 things.
Phenomena.
That table knows 2 things. Presidents and NSYNC. I like it. Very good. Here's question number 5 for American history. And it is, what general said wars may be fought with weapons, but they are won by men? What general? Yes.
Patton?
It was Patton. Woo! That's pretty much the only general I think everybody knows off the top of their head.
General Grievous. Oh. I mean, that was the last question.
Wow. Todd, you should host this show. All right. You got 2 points there, Tony, because that was not your topic, right? Or
That was my
No, that was your
topic. Those are my people.
You got 1 point. It's
Should've
6
taken
for
the 2
you.
points.
Ryan's got 4, and Todd has 7. There's my friend Lo.
Just FYI, if you drive on the 10 to the middle of nowhere going towards Blythe, California,
Sure.
there's a Patton memorial in the middle of nowhere because that's where they
Yeah.
used to train to fight in South Africa.
Interesting. I have a condo in Blythe.
Nuh-uh.
That's where I make all my meth. Here is Meth with Buds. It's a great company. Here is question number 5 for Sci-Fi. Who directed the 1982 cold alien flick called The Thing?
Oh, bloody hell.
Directed?
Who directed The Thing in 1982?
Beer.
Yes.
King. Steve King.
Incorrect.
Ah.
Any other guesses from you guys?
I don't even know what that movie is.
The Thing, 1982. Anybody want to come up and say, come on up
Oh,
for a
somebody over there
prize?
knows.
Anybody
Get
know?
it wrong. Get it wrong.
Come on up. Natasha wants to come up again.
Natasha's
She said,
gonna
I'll
get another
insert
sticker.
She's like, let me
myself.
drop some sci-fi.
What do you got? Who
Who
directed
Maybe
The
she
Thing in
should just take my
1982,
seat.
Natasha?
John Carpenter.
John Carpenter is correct.
Serious?
Well done, Natasha. You can take anything you want. She's taking the old red Pocock Brewing poster. Well done. She's going to walk away with this entire table.
That's going to look awesome over
hope,
her bed.
I hope you have a truck to
Along
put this
with
table
your
in.
thing, John Carpenter thing, and
There you go.
posters of
Poster and
sci-fi.
a Beetlejuice.
Question number. We are back to Simpsons. This is question number 6, guys. Let's dive into it. What color are Milhouse's glasses?
Beer.
Todd.
Blue.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Red. They are red. Tony got it with
nice
the
one.
steal. 2 points there. They are red framed glasses. Ryan, any idea on that one?
I was going to say purple.
You have red hair, so I thought you might have known that. Question number 6 for American history. How many original colonies were there?
Beer.
Todd.
13.
13 is correct.
I was like yelling 13, and I was
Not
like, oh,
your
you have to say
topic.
beer.
2
I was like,
points
ugh.
there.
We
Well
have a
done.
beer named First 13 after the
The first
colonies.
13. You definitely would have known that one. Here's question number 6 for Sci-Fi. Where do the Starks initially live on Game of Thrones?
Beer.
Tony.
Winterfell.
Winterfell is correct. Somebody
You ain't
about,
gonna get me on Game of Thrones.
somebody about shit their pants off their stool.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody got very nerdy over there. Oh.
Oh my God! I know that one. It's coming back on July 16th.
Somebody yelled, "You know nothing, Jon Snow" at me. I thought that was weird. Very interesting. Okay, let's see. That was, who got that right?
That was me.
Tony, and that was not your topic, so you got
The
2
crowd, I think,
points.
got
Very
that
good.
one.
The crowd did get that right as well. We're back to Simpsons. Question 7. What year did the Simpsons movie come out?
They made a movie?
Oh, boy.
They made a movie. It was with Spider Pig.
That's right. What year did that movie come out?
And it had full frontal nudity.
Let's have,
right.
a, guess,
They
let's
made a
have a
movie.
guess from all 3
Beer.
guys.
2008.
Incorrect. Tony.
2010.
Incorrect. Ryan.
They made a movie?
Anybody? Courtney, come on up. You got to yell it into the microphone.
Madison.
What year did the Simpsons movie come out? It was 2007. Natasha and Courtney, the women dominating trivia from the crowd tonight. She's taking the Old Road Brown Ale.
Still feel.
I think if you add up all the crowd points, they're winning.
They're winning. The crowd is taking
killing us.
over here at Pocock Brewing. Here is question number 7 for American history. In what U.S. city was the 1893 World's Fair held?
Beer, Chicago.
It is Chicago. Well done for Tony. And you got 2 points
I
there.
had that, but you're better at saying beer.
But
Right?
they seriously
I love
made
beer.
a movie? Sci-fi question 7. Who was the leading man on the show Sliders? What actor played the lead on
Beer,
Sliders?
Jerry O'Connell.
It was Jerry O'Connell. Well done.
They ain't gonna get me on that one either. I remember being a kid watching that on Channel 11.
Oh, boy.
Where you guys at?
Go
It's
Fox.
coming in hot. Here is question number 8
Stand by
for The Simpsons. Who dies in a season 6 episode called Round Springfield?
Beer, Mr. Burns?
Incorrect.
Oh, he doesn't die. He just
Beer.
gets shot.
Yes.
Ned Flanders' wife.
Incorrect. Ryan, any
Beer,
guesses?
that's
what I was
You
going
only
to
get
say.
one guess.
Bleeding Gums Murphy.
That is correct, but you don't get the point because you only get one guess.
Oh, you never said that in the rules.
I know, but I said it right before you answered that question.
Oh, come on. I
right.
had it on the second round.
It was Bleeding Gums Murphy. Question number 8 for American history. If the president and vice president die, who becomes president?
Beer.
Todd.
Speaker of the House.
Speaker of the House. That is your
said it too
10th
quick.
point, Todd. Well done. Question
Giving you
number
those big alcohol beers.
Should I just be saying beer before
Just
I
keep
know the
feeding
answer?
these to me.
I'm not saying anything.
Let him slur.
question
I
number
need another
8
big beer.
for Sci-Fi. Who wrote the novel War of the Worlds? Who wrote War of the Worlds?
Somebody's going to say this, and I'm going to be like, oh, yeah.
I want to say something, but I'll sound like an idiot.
No, that's the guy who read it as a live radio play.
Any guesses from the crowd? Who wrote War of the Worlds? Anybody want to come win some free stuff? Free stuff, War
Natasha,
of the
what
Worlds?
is
Can I
it?
use our phone?
I'm just going to give it. It
Wait,
was-
wait. No, wait. Natasha knows.
Do you?
Yeah.
But I don't want to be that guy. Like,
No, that's
Keep
okay.
being
To
that
your
guy.
friend who hasn't
With-
won,
yeah,
and she'll
yeah.
If
come.
I have a microphone, you can be that guy.
She's got a pineapple shirt on. She'll get a SpongeBob
We
sticker.
should probably give her my seat.
It's not Orson Welles.
She's going to come up. What's your name, pineapple shirt?
No, he's the one that did the play.
What is it? Val, come on into the mic and tell me who wrote War of the Worlds.
H.G. Wells.
H.G. Wells. Give it up for Val, everybody. Damn.
It was a Wells.
Good job.
One of those Game of Thrones nerds is very mad at themselves back there. She just took the spunky sticker of the
What's wrong with
dog
you Game
from
of Thrones nerds?
Rocco's Modern Life.
Hey, can we make some of these multiple choice?
Right? I'd
should
like an
probably do
ABC.
that,
I feel like I would get a lot more.
Yeah.
Question number 9 for The Simpsons. Just 2 questions left for all the topics. Number 9, what 1 3-letter character is the only Simpsons character to have 5 fingers? It's a 3-letter character.
Beer.
It's the only one that has 5 fingers.
Mo?
Incorrect. Good guess.
That's a good. That's a
I
good.
tried. I gave it a good
What
go.
1 3-letter character is the only Simpsons character to have 5 fingers? I'll give you a hint, and you can guess again, Tony. It's not it's not like a character that only exists on The Simpsons. So it's not like a Simpsons character, if that makes sense.
What does that even mean?
it's,
Everybody's over there dumbfounded as well. They're playing Jenga, but that doesn't
Beer.
count.
Yes.
Was it Bob who was actually Michael thought he was Michael Jackson?
That's a great guess, too. It's incorrect. Any guesses from the crowd? 3-letter word?
3-letter name.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to you guys. It's God. God. When God was on The Simpsons, he has 5
he has
fingers.
5 fingers.
That's a tough question. Here's question number 9 for American history. Who is on the dime? What
Beer.
person is on the dime?
I said beer.
You said beer with no answer.
Ike.
Beer with no
It's
answer.
Ike.
Incorrect.
No,
No, it's not.
Who's on the dime?
it's the bald guy though.
Is that Beer Johnson?
Incorrect. Ryan?
It's coming. It's forming. It's forming.
It's cloudy. It's cloudy.
No,
It's cloudy.
It's
Didn't you say
God.
Truman?
What if it was God? No?
I tried Truman.
Nose.
Give it to the sci-fi kid.
Natasha knows everything. Anybody over here know? Anybody? Anybody
Jackson.
want a prize? It's not Jackson. Katie, do you know who's on the dime? Stonewall Jackson?
I don't think he was.
No.
It's not Jackson.
No? Anybody? It's FDR. FDR.
I was gonna say.
FDR. Question number 9 for Sci-Fi. What network originally aired the show Firefly?
But dang.
What network aired Firefly?
The brown shirt channel.
Beer. Sci-Fi Channel.
Incorrect. Any guesses here?
Beer MTV2.
No. Right?
Syndication.
Syndication. Katie, come on up here real quick,
I have no
Katie.
idea.
Here's
Brown
my
coat.
friend Katie. Katie,
Yeah.
what
Hold on,
network
let her move her
originally
brown
aired
trench coat.
Firefly?
CW?
Incorrect.
Oh, way before that.
It was Fox. Fox.
Fox.
Fox aired Firefly. No points for anybody there
Yeah,
or
but you love
prizes.
Nathan Fillion.
Everybody loves Nathan Fillion. Oh.
Everybody.
All right, question number 10 for The Simpsons. This is the very last Simpsons question. Lisa writes a letter home to her mom when on a trip saying, "Dear Mom, I no longer fear hell, for I have been to blank blank." What was she talking about? Tony.
Camp Krusty.
Camp Krusty is correct. Well done. I no longer fear hell because I have been to Camp Krusty. Well done. That was your last Simpsons question. Question number 10 for American history. In what state would you find the Henry Ford Museum? In what state would you find the Henry Ford Museum?
Detroit.
That's
not
a
a state?
city.
Oh, Michigan.
Michigan is correct, Tony. Got it.
I know it's in Detroit. I've been
interrupted
there.
him with a
I wrote,
beer at that point.
I wrote my graduate thesis on Henry Ford.
Very good. You insert some.
But not on states and cities.
Don't hate.
Can you sing the
Don't
capitals?
hate. Y'all were like, yeah, Detroit.
Here's question
Can't spell
number
Detroit
10
without
for
lying.
sci-fi. Last sci-fi question. What cartoon family lived in Orbit City?
Beer.
Todd.
Jeffersons.
Jefferson. Beer.
Oh, shit, Jetsons.
Ryan. The Jetsons.
I got
Jefferson's.
one.
He's
I got one.
You know, back
Ryan
in
got it.
1797.
The
I would've loved
Jeffersons
it. I would've loved it.
moved on up to Orbit City.
That would have been a fun crossover. That would have been great. Because then they could have had a whole like neighbor battle between George Jefferson and George Jetson.
Jetson, yeah, exactly.
That would have been good. Guys, those were the 30 questions. Thank you for participating. We have 5 more questions now on beer. Since you guys all deal with beer, I thought it'd be fun to close it out with 5 questions. So here's 5 more questions.
What are they worth?
These are worth 3 points.
Oh,
okay?
no.
3 points.
Oh,
so
this
they're
is
worth a little bit more.
This is where I can bring it
This
home.
is lightning. Here we go.
So here we go.
Natasha,
Beer.
if you know anything, whisper it to me.
Beer question number 1. What beer uses the slogan, "You never forget your first girl"?
Beer.
Ryan.
St. Pauli.
St. Pauli girl, 3 points for Ryan. He could come back in this
Dang,
round.
dude, he was just like, I'm waiting for the lightning round.
Question number 2 for beer. What are the 2 main classifications for beer yeast?
Beer.
Ryan.
Oh, no.
Ale and lager.
That's what I'm looking for. Well done. 3 more points, Ryan. And
Just
right
chilling
like
over
that,
here, not
he's
talking about
back
beer.
in the game.
My heart's a
Question
palpitating.
number 3. What is the oldest brewery in the U.S.?
Beer.
Todd.
Leinenkugel's.
Beer.
Beer.
Yingling.
Beer.
It is Yingling
Oh,
from
Yingling.
my
He's right.
studies
He's right.
in beer brewery history.
That's considered a microbrewery now.
Is it
Craft
really?
Beer, yeah.
Interesting.
Recategorized.
Question number 4 for beer. The movie Beer Fest is from what comedy group?
Beer.
You have to name the group?
Ryan. It's the name of the group that makes those movies like Super Troopers and Beer Fest.
Yeah,
Ramrod?
Gecko.
You're close. It's not Gecko. Todd or Tony?
I have no idea.
Anybody in the crowd? You can yell it out. You don't even have to come all the way up here.
Yell it.
Broken Lizard is correct. Haircut? When you want, come up here and grab a sticker. Come on, Fantastic Sam's. Anything you want on this table.
Oh.
All right? You get a sticker, a button. You can
Get
take a
heifer,
button and a
dude.
sticker.
That is the sickest heifer sticker ever.
Take it. Put on your books. There you go. Well done, sir.
Rocco's
Here is
Modern Life. Woo woo.
Question number 5. This is the last beer question for 3 points. What is known as the most abundant fermentable sugar in beer?
Beer.
Who said that? Ryan.
I was saying in beer. No.
What is known as the most abundant fermentable sugar in beer?
Oh.
This one was approved by Jeff, who works here.
Beer.
Yes.
Maltose.
Yes, maltose is correct. Ryan,
glad
you
that
might
went
be in the
through. I
lead.
was
Let me
gonna
do
say,
some math here. Okay.
that.
So,
Send that one to the crowd. I don't know.
So evidently, he's the brewmaster.
You never
Apparently.
know.
I
don't have
After
no degree.
35 questions, Tony has 5, 6, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 points. Ryan has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points. And Todd has 11 points.
Oh.
So it's still a close game. We have some other fun stuff to do. Now, this is a 5-point question. It combines all the topics we've
I'm a
talked
loser
about.
now.
So this is one
I can't
question.
win. You have 18.
This is one question that combines Simpsons, history, sci-fi, and beer. Somehow I was able to do that. Okay? So if you get this right, you get 5 points.
Combo question.
For 5 points, what historical figure's severed head has been seen contaminating supplies of Duff beer on The Simpsons?
Beer.
Ryan.
Nixon.
Incorrect.
Beer.
Todd.
Walt Disney.
Incorrect. Tony for the last possible 5 points. Historical figure.
In The Simpsons or in general?
This is on The Simpsons in a screenshot in a supply of Duff beer. So we got the beer, we got the sci-fi because it's a severed head.
I'm impressed
We
you
have
put this together.
historical, and we have The Simpsons.
No, I was George Washington.
Incorrect. Anybody want to guess? It was.
Justin Timberlake from Insane.
It was a tough one. It was Hitler. Hitler's head.
Why you
Hitler.
gotta All of a sudden, it's
I don't want to bring
Hitler
everybody
joke.
down, but it was Hitler.
All of a
Hitler
sudden,
did
the
it.
You know what?
mood
The fact that
changed.
you
Hitler
could write that
ruined this
question.
podcast.
The mood. Look at this. It's solemn. Nobody's talking. Everybody's like, that man said Hitler.
Oh boy. Okay, you guys are not going to like these 10 questions on Hitler.
Are there more?
No. No, but I have a Stalin buzzing round. All right, here we go. This is what we're doing now. So that was the combo question. This is called Categories with Buds. So this has nothing to do with anything we've talked about so far. I'm going to play with you guys, and all you have to do is name something from the category we're going to talk about. The category is types of cookies.
Categories with buds.
Now, these could be brands of cookies, or they could be like specific types of cookies that you would make at home. We all name one. As long as you can name one, you stay in. The last person standing will get 5 points as well. So this could help you take the lead. Again,
I'm gonna
right now,
release the inner fat ass.
Tony has 18, Ryan has 15, and Todd has 11. So Todd, you can make a little bit of a comeback, or Ryan or Tony is going to win this thing with types of cookies. I'm going to kick it off.
Don't let this fool you.
I'm going to kick it off, and we'll go to
Cookie
Tony,
Monster.
Ryan, and Todd. I'm going to kick it off with Oreos. What do you got, Tony? Macadamian.
Macadamia nut cookie.
Macadamia nut cookie.
I gotta
Okay?
say cookie.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter cookie.
Oatmeal raisin.
Oatmeal raisin. I'm going to say tuxedos, which is another type of Oreo.
Famous Amos.
Famous Amos cookies.
Snickerdoodle.
Snickerdoodle.
Nutter butter.
Nutter butter. I'm going to say vanilla wafers.
Samoas.
Samoas.
Thin Mint.
Thin mint.
Chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip. How do we not say that yet?
I don't know.
I'm going to
How
say.
can you call chocolate chip?
I'm going to
It's like
say.
saying vanilla ice cream.
It's between two chocolate chip cookies. It's
I don't think you
delicious.
should have it.
I'm going to
Well,
say
he's not
pecan
gonna
sandies.
What?
It's a brand of cookie. Pecan sandy. Natasha, you probably enjoy a nice pecan sandy. every once in a
Nutter
while.
butter.
I said that.
You didn't say nutter butter.
I sure
Nutter
did.
butter
Nutter
is-
butter.
Vanilla wafer.
Peanut butter.
Well, nutter butter has already been said, so
Vanilla
unfortunately
wafer.
eliminated.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know you even. Why'd
So
you
it's
give me these
down
big
to
ass
Ryan
beers?
and Todd and me. Ryan, what do you got?
Sugar cookie.
Sugar cookie.
Animal crackers.
Animal crackers.
Is that a cookie? That's like
Yeah.
a cracker.
That's a cracker. It says
It even has
cracker in the name.
Yeah.
They are
It
cookies.
tastes
They are
like
not cookies.
It tastes like
You
shit.
do not dip a animal cracker in milk.
Yeah, you do.
Says who?
I'm,
Crackers are absolutely cookies.
Ah, see?
Then why are
There
they
we
called
go.
crackers?
that guy's the authority on cookies.
Then why? We
Show
are
of
not
hands?
in Britain.
That guy's
That's
a professional
cracker.
cookie judge.
Professional cookie judge. Very good. I'm going to say that I'm eliminated because I can't think of any more, so it's down to Ryan and Todd. What do you got?
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
He said crackers.
Crackers.
Say saltines.
Mother's cookies.
Mother's cookies?
It's a brand.
Oh,
That
yes.
sounds like a creepy thing, like Mother made more cookies for us. But you're talking to yourself.
Wait. Hold on, I'm getting a note. Oh.
That note that Todd just got just has a woman's phone number on it, and it says, call me.
No. It says.
I'm so
How
jealous.
can you not come up with this cookie name?
Oh.
Vanilla wafer.
Yeah, I was gonna say vanilla wafer. Do I get to use that?
No,
he
because
didn't say-
I said Nilla Wafer way back in the day, so Ryan
Oh,
is
Ryan
the
wins.
winner. And that means
Why
that
do we
Ryan
suck?
gets 5 points and won the whole thing. Give it up for Ryan, everybody.
I was spent on the cookies. I didn't know anything else.
Ryan with 20 points is our champion, and you can check him out at RT Rogers Brewing in Sierra Madre, opening this fall. Ryan, where can people find you online?
Pretty much, I don't have any online presence. But
Facebook.com/RT Rogers Brewing.
RTRbrew.com.
RTBrew.com.
I have so much things to say to you right
Very
now.
good. And Tony, where can people find you at over at Hand Brewed Beer in Chatsworth, California?
Check us out at handbrewedbeer.com. Check us out at Hand Brewed Beer Facebook. Anything else that has to do with hand brewed.
The D's Nuts Brown Ale. You don't want to miss that. And Todd, you're here at Pocock Brewing. We're here every Wednesday for trivia, 7 to 9 p.m. And where can people find you online?
You can find us at all of the socials /Pocock Brewing or pocockbrewing.com.
Fantastic. Guys, thanks so much for being on the show. Everybody in the bar, give it up for these three brewers and brewmasters. Thanks for listening to us do some trivia. Thanks for hanging out. And hang out as long as you want and drink some Pocock Brewing beer. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. All right, that ended up turning itself on its head with old RT getting in there and winning himself the entire live Pocock Brewing podcast trivia showdown competition. I was just kind of saying those words as they came to me, but that is good stuff. So check out all those different brewers. Check out all their different beers and see which ones you like if you find yourselves in those areas, Chatsworth and Sierra Madre and Santa Clarita, Valencia area. Thanks so much to Todd and Jeff over at Pocock for hosting me and let me do a special event there on a Friday night some weeks back. Now we're going to get into this week's listener round. It comes from Randy Washington, and it's about Super Mario Brothers. Take it away, Randy.
Hi, my name is Randy M. Washington. You may know me from this thing you're currently hearing. Also, I'm a part of a German electro-pop band called Total Ghost. We dress in amazing costumes and throw huge dance parties that everyone gets really sweaty and has a blast at, and I will give you some details on that later. I have been given this opportunity to do a little bit of a guest trivia, so of course the first thing I thought of was Super Mario. I am a huge fan of Super Mario. I love the universe. I have since forever, so I'm going to give you 5 questions based on Super Mario universe. All right. Question 1. The 1987 Japanese video game Doki Doki Panic was rebranded and repurposed for the American version of this classic Mario game. It's a long time ago, really weird game. Question 2. Who is waiting for you on top of Peach's castle after you gather all 120 stars in Super Mario 64? Question 3. What is the name of the suit in Super Mario Bros. 3 that allows you to turn into a stone statue, thus making you temporarily invincible? Kind of, only a few of them in the game, hard to get. Question 4. Bowser has a ton of children, a whole bunch, but only one of them is a female. What is her name? And question 5. Arnold Schwarzenegger was offered and turned down what role in the travesty, terrible nightmare film Super Mario Brothers? That was a god-awful film. All right, answers coming up in just a sec. Okay, here we go. Answers to Super Mario trivia. 5 questions. Here we go. The 1987 Japanese video game Doki Doki Panic was rebranded and repurposed for the American version of this classic Mario game. That's Super Mario Bros. 2. The original Super Mario Bros. 2 that came out in Japan was too hard for American audience, so they shipped in a new game, and we got that game later called Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels, and it is hard as hell. Answer to question 2. Who's waiting for you on top of Peach's castle after you gather all 120 stars in Super Mario 64? Yoshi. You cannot ride him. He just says what's up, gives you 100 lives, and jumps off the roof. And you don't see him again until later. Here we go. Question 3. What is the name of the suit in Super Mario Bros. 3 that allows you to turn into a stone statue, thus making you temporarily invincible? The Tanuki suit. Tanuki is a Japanese creature, like a Japanese dog raccoon creature that is depicted in drawings and statues with huge balls. Fun Japanese fact. Bowser has a ton of children. Only one of them is a girl. Her name is Wendy O. When I was a child, I always thought that the O stood for Onassis, and I thought she was a part of the, Jackie O's family. I don't know. All right. Answer to question 5. Arnold Schwarzenegger was offered and turned down what role in Super Mario Bros. King Koopa? John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins have gone on record several times saying that it is the worst thing they've ever done for their career, and that they got really, really drunk on set, and that was the only way they could make it through. That's your Mario trivia. Right on. Again, I'm in a band called Total Ghost. You can find us on all social media. Just search for @TotalGhost. We have a show coming up August 24th in Denver, Colorado. We're playing at the High Plains Comedy Festival, and we got a couple shows here in LA that we're going to be lining up soon, so stay posted. Thank you for letting me do this, Ryan. Happy trivia, everybody.
There it is, 5 questions on Super Mario Brothers. That is the first of its kind, and if you have 5 questions on any topic, and they could be 5 random questions too if you want to keep it loosey-goosey, send them to me, ryanbudds@gmail.com. You can also send them to triviawithbuds@gmail.com, whatever suits your fancy, and I will make sure that that audio file gets thrown in the end of one of our weekly podcast episodes. Thanks so much for listening. Before we get out of here, I do want to do a Business of the Week plug. This business is for an illustrator named Brad Albright. I've given him plugs on the show before, but I got to meet Brad firsthand at a place called Gallery 1988 he was actually doing a 30-year retrospective on movies that came out in 1987. That was the theme of this art show. And he had some amazing 3D posters from RoboCop, Predator, and Evil Dead 2. So very, very cool posters, and they come with 3D glasses. Check out Brad Albright on Instagram, instagram.com/Brad Albright. And you can check out Brad Albright Illustrations with a nice Google search and find all his amazing pieces. If you play My Trivia live events at different bars and things, you've won stickers, you've won posters, and all kinds of cool stuff, and hopefully some more stuff in the future from old Brad Albright. He is our first ever Business of the Week. So thank you, Brad, for all your friendship and support with the great artwork that you make. That's it for this week, everybody. I do want to announce that we have a winner of one of Brad's 3D posters. And the 3D posters are that we're giving away is Ren and Stimpy. So I said all you had to do was leave me a podcast review over on iTunes, and a bunch of people did. I have about 63 total now. So thank you for doing that. I'm going to pick one at random here, and that person will win a 3D Ren and Stimpy poster from Brad Albright Illustrations. Let me go down the line, and I'll kind of close my eyes and scroll, and we'll see what happens. And the winner of the Ren and Stimpy poster is my good friend, Jordan Zeilinger. Jordan, if you listen, which I think you do, you just won yourself a 3D Ren and Stimpy poster. Thank you so much, Jordan, for your 5-star review. And Jordan's a player over at Pocock Brewing, coincidentally, in Santa Clarita. So that's awesome. Jordan, I got you a Ren and Stimpy 3D poster from Brad Albright. I will drop it off with you next time I see you. Thanks again for listening to this episode, the first episode of the second year of the podcast. Rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. Help us get up in there in the trivia, games, and hobby charts. Tell a friend about this show. Share it with a buddy. Play on a road trip. And we'll see you next time for more trivia fun. Bye-bye.